Okay, one thing I want to address briefly. When I cut my fabric, I prefer to work off of the lines on my mat, but I know there are a lot of people who think that the lines on their mats are not accurate, and so they would only trust the lines on their ruler. And I know that's because mats can often distort with heat. So if you have your mat sitting somewhere, maybe like in a sunny window, or if you've kept it in a hot car, or it's had an iron on it, they can bubble, they can distort, they can shrink. So the best way to test that is to lay your ruler, which you know doesn't shrink, lay it on top of the lines on your mat, and if they line up perfectly, then you know you're fine. But if they don't, it's a great way to check it out. I personally have never had an issue with it not being accurate. I've tested my mats regularly to make sure. It's just the way I prefer to cut because I think it's faster, I think it's more accurate for me. So there's no right or wrong way to do it. But I've heard a lot of people say, oh, you can never use the lines on your mat because they're not accurate. And I just say, test it, see if they're accurate, because if they are, then go ahead and use them. But I would be careful, always pay attention to whether you've kept your mat in a place that maybe isn't getting hot or exposed to the sun.